B.
Yeah.
On to the NFL now. Cowboys all-pro running back on his rookie deal. No need to start the extension talks just yet, right? Conventional wisdom? Not quite. Recent reports say Zeke could hold out of training camp, and talks could go sideways if Dallas isn't proactive on a new deal. Man, it seems to be the theme these days. CeCe, what would the Cowboys look like if that actually happens, if Zeke holds out?
You talking about Dak Prescott? Dak better not sign his contract if Zeke is not there.
No, he better sign it before they see him without Zeke.
No, I'm just saying for protection reason why. All right? Dallas Cowboys, they're not the offense without Ezekiel Elliott. Now, you're not going to take away a special player. I'm not going to make people think, oh, Zeke is just a normal running back. No, he's not.
It's
He's
in
only
the
running
Melvin
back.
Gordon situation.
No, come on, stop, man. The only things similar to them, they play running back. They're from the Big Ten. Listen, that's when everything starts to go in different directions. Zeke, since 2016, the only running back to average 800 yards a game. That's the most dependable. Besides Dallas Cowboys taking the field and that star being on their helmet, Ezekiel Elliott has been the most dependable thing since they drafted him. You knew he would be a great pro. You knew that he would be durable. Your question marks about him. The only thing, will he catch the ball out of the backfield? He has more than adequate hands out of the backfield. The screen game for Dallas is a huge part of what they do because he's such a great open field runner. He's the best running back in the NFL. Dallas is in the situation because of the precedent. The Rams were in the same situation that Zeke and the Cowboys are in with Todd Gurley. And Todd Gurley at that time considered to be one of the best backs in the league. They signed him to a contract extension. And you can believe with Zeke, with all those carries in his first 3 years in the league, he is going to hold out. And he wants his money because if you look at the lifespan of a running back, you have to look at their life totally different than the other players. And when you can demand that salary, you better hold tight on it because one injury, and Todd Gurley's a great example of it. John Wall in the NBA, he got his guaranteed money. Now he don't have to worry about it. Ezekiel Elliott, he really puts his career every single weekend at risk if he goes out there without a new contract.
And this is one of those instances where we can actually look back on a decent sample. What did the Cowboys look like without Ezekiel Elliott? Well, we know. In 2017, they were a 5-3 football team, and then Zeke finally had to serve that 6-game suspension. The first 3 games of that 6-game suspension, they were 0-3, and they were outscored 92-22. They averaged 7 points a game the first 3 games without him. Oh, they ended up rallying. They won the last 3, but in that stretch, what did it do to Dak? Dak in that 6-game stretch without Zeke, 190 yards per game, 5 total touchdowns, quarterback rating of 77. He had 1 good game that actually elevated that entire stretch against a moribund Giants team. He threw for 175 against Atlanta. He had a 30 quarterback rating against Philly, a 61 quarterback rating against the Chargers, threw for 100 yards against Washington. Their offense ground to a halt because if he's not out there and all of a sudden Dak, instead of facing 8-man boxes, is facing 7-man boxes or even 6-man boxes, now his limitations as a passer come to the forefront. So, listen, he's got 2 years left on his deal. The Cowboys got to pay Dak, Amari, Byron Jones, Lyle Collins, maybe Jalen Smith. All those guys only have 1 year left on their deal. But he is so clearly their best player that even though he has 2 years left, he has an odd amount of leverage here in a season. The Cowboys, after winning just their second playoff game in, 15 years, they think they can take a major step forward this season, making conference championship games.
What you know about Zeke and Jerry Jones and the way the Cowboys do business, does it get to the point where he has to hold out?
Yes, because Dak's contract is up, Amari Cooper's contract is up, and his visit to the commissioner's office did not help his contract situation.
And see, Stephen Jones, the Jones has been very vocal about paying Dak. Stephen Jones back in May, I don't want people to forget, when he was asked about Zeke, he said, that's something I'm sure will get worked out over the next couple years. That was in May. Zeke wants it worked out in the next couple weeks.
Well, you wonder how much of that leverage has been lessened because of that visit to the principal's office by Zeke. All right, coming up, is it title or bust for the Lakers this season? Still ahead on First Things First.
Hope he's not like Jenna. Come right out of principal's